right, we are back with a beautiful, beautiful lady, eLLiNa. So, tell everyone who you are, what's going on.
So, my name is gRaYPeL, and I just spent about 2 hours in the New York subway, so I can relate to the Bloomberg situation.
So you blame Bloomberg for the subway?
Well, now I know how he feels, because more...
Who, Bloomberg?
Bloomberg.
Why, because he takes the subway?
That's right.
You think he really does?
I've never seen Bloomberg on a subway. So
I haven't either. I mean, he claims that he takes the
He takes the subway on photo ops.
He takes the subway when I don't take the subway.
It's whenever there's a photo op.
Right, but also I don't know if he's coming from the same location as you.
Right. If she's going from a real upper west side, that we're not going from Brooklyn.
Right. So tell us about your music. You're like a famous person in Russia. Is this true?
Well, I'm a Russian artist. I can't call myself a famous person. You know, in certain situations, I'm famous, and I'm getting there, and I'm definitely going to be there. So
you are. I mean, look at you. You actually. She looks a little bit like Napoleon Bonaparte's outfit. You know, today.
I was gonna say she carries herself like a rock star.
She is a rock star.
She walks up. It's like your presence immediately demands attention.
Well, I'm short enough to be a Napoleon. So.
Well, today is the day that Napoleon married Josephine. It's their anniversary, and I feel like this is like a little tribute to them. So it is their wedding anniversary today.
Well, I'm not sure whether I'm Napoleon or Josephine, but you know.
Maybe a mix of the two.
Napoleon?
Napoleon. Well, I'd rather be called eLLiNa. eLLiNa gRaYPeL.
Yes, she's eLLiNa gRaYPeL. So eLLiNa, what is going on in your music, and what's your next show? And
well, we just did the Webster Hall, and I did a thing called Girls Rock.
And how was it? Was it great?
It was amazing. It was amazing. We had a mix of different cultures. And by the way, I'm a Russian artist, so if you guys have any taste or feel for Russian music, so you should find me. And
say where they can find you.
You can Google me, and you'll know a whole bunch about me. My name is eLLiNa gRaYPeL, eLLiNa gRaYPeL. Or you can.
Now, how do you say that in Russian?
My father was French, so gRaYPeL it is.
Oh, really? So do you speak French? Speaking of Napoleon, see? And there you go. Right. So your father's French?
Well, semi-Russian. We're Russian.
This is working.
We're Russians, and I'm proud to be Russians, and I like living in New York, and I like living in
How long have you been in New York? Here. You know what? You hold that. Thank you.
Now I feel like Napoleon for sure.
Yeah, that's better.
I've been in New York for about 4 years. And the rest of the time I spent in St. Louis, Missouri. So speaking of the southern accents.
Well, St. Louis, what did they sound southern there?
Yeah, a little bit.
Did you ever go to Lemons in St. Louis?
You know Lemons?
And the lemongrass too. Yeah.
No, the club Lemons. Oh, that's the place I know in St. Louis.
Really?
Yeah, great place.
Yeah, well, I played at pageant. I played at a whole bunch of cool venues in St. Louis. You know, we have a pretty.
How long were you there?
Since I came to America, since 1991.
You were in St. Louis?
Yep, I've been in Missouri.
Wait a minute,
Wow.
wait a minute.
God bless
But
you.
wait a minute. Wait, you've been in New York for 4 years, and before that,
I was in Missouri.
did your family move here?
Yeah, I moved with my family from Russia.
And are they still in St. Louis?
Yeah, my mom is still in St. Louis, enjoying Missouri.
Wow, really? So you're like a Southern belle?
I call myself Russian and not a Tinkerbell and not the Napoleon. So pretty much, yeah, right. Southern is like.
So did you go to like high school there?
I finished it there, yeah.
So what was high school like coming from Russia and going to Missouri?
Well, it was more like ESL classes of not knowing how to speak English, so I had a good time sitting there feeling like, gosh, I don't understand a thing.
Did they have a lot of meth in Missouri? Like drugs? Isn't that like anywhere USA?
It's not about drugs, you know.
In Missouri?
In Missouri, for me. It's more about...
Did you start music there? Were you already like doing music?
I was already doing music because I started doing music since I was a kid back in Russia, and I was doing all the television and stuff, and I was
like what? Like what were you doing on television?
Well, I was hosting a couple of television shows, you know.
As a kid?
As a kid.
Like what kind of show?
Kids shows, you know.
Kind of like you can't do that on television in America.
Well, it was like I couldn't go to school because every time I was going to school, there's a television coming to school, so I felt stupid, you know. And
I wouldn't feel stupid about that.
That made me feel smart. It's like, hey, I don't have to go to school because I'm going to be on television.
Right.
So can you give like a comparison show? Like, was it like Nickelodeon? Was it like Disney?
It was a Nickelodeon for kids, for Russian kids. It just we don't have a Nickelodeon.
So were you acting or like what did you do?
I was hosting,
Like
I was a host. I was one of those kids who was going around the adult places and trying to see what's up. And of course we wouldn't get in, so we were doing it anyway. And
did you have like a crew, like a film crew going with you? Like was it on legit?
It was a regular television program.
Yeah. What's the name of the channel?
Well, it's a Belarusian television, so it was like a national television. So we were pretty cool kids.
So were you friends with any gymnasts or anything? Did they come on the show?
No, we're not doing the sport thing. We were doing we were more like the kids who were involved in the politics. So we wanted to see what's up, and it was the era when the Soviet Union was just like splitting. So it was like a crazy era. And,
Well, do you know that today, March 9th, was the day that Joseph Stalin was buried in Moscow? And it's the day he was buried in Moscow. I mean, well, you mentioned politics, and it is March 9th that is happened. I mean, it has nothing to do with you being here, but it might, but like...
She just referred to Joseph Stalin with the same kind of face I would with George Bush.
Yeah, you didn't like him, huh? But that's so cool, though. Can people, like, see your shows? Are they on YouTube or anything? What was it called?
I don't think so, because, like, I don't think that Belarusian national television had a YouTube at that time.
But it was filmed and taped, right?
Yeah.
Are there archives?
The first time, I'm sure, but, like, who would look at it?
Well, people are going to want to see you, eLLiNa gRaYPeL, and it's going to be cute footage.
Yeah, like, the first time
You're so cute.
First time I've been on like recording, I was very young. I was like maybe 8 years old, and I was coming into the studio. And at the first recording studios in Russia, they had like recording studios for the symphony orchestras. So I'm coming into this room, and it's huge, and they're like chairs for the symphony orchestras, like microphones on the ceilings, like a little theater inside of the recording studio. So that was probably the most scary and intimidating experience. I mean, I was.
And what'd you sing?
Some kid stuff. That's before I started playing guitar.
And now you write your songs. Is this true?
I've been writing my songs.
And you play in a band, the eLLiNa gRaYPeL band.
I have a band. Yeah.
And when's your next gig?
Well, we're touring, so I'm getting ready to go to Chicago. I'm getting ready to go to Minneapolis.
Wow.
I'm getting ready to go to Pittsburgh, and I'm getting ready to go.
All the cities I can't get into. I'm jealous.
You're more than welcome to go with me. We're looking for videographers, so there's a lot of stuff that we do.
So can I do that?
Wow.
I got a cell phone. Can I like videographer? I'm not actually a musician, but I can pretend. I mean, okay, you were in Pittsburgh. Yes. Introduce me.
Weren't you just in Pittsburgh?
I was in Pittsburgh a while back. And
Where are you playing?
Gosh, I think...
Smiling Moose?
No, something else.
Shadow
Lounge. It was a really
Shadow Lounge?
Shadow Lounge. Yeah.
I love Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is beautiful.
It's great.
Yeah, I love
Did you ever
America.
play in Ohio, Youngstown?
I have played Borders in Ohio.
Borders in Ohio.
It was one of those acoustic gigs. It was fun.
Is that like a bookstore?
It was a bookstore.
Are Borders still open? They're like
No, they were
closing.
back.
The one in Ohio just closed.
Yeah, they're closing everywhere, you know. Oh, this world of, even chains can't stay open anymore. So, what's your favorite American artist that, like, do you have any inspirational artists that you...
Well, quite frankly, and I know it sounds really bad, but I like my own art.
That's
So,
good.
and
What's
I'm
wrong
trying-
with that?
No, I mean, people call me...
What's your style, though? Like, 'cause the song that we have that's playing, which you'll hear, it's kind of got like a hip-hop-y thing going on.
I know, but I'm more like a rock.
Because I saw you and you were rock.
Yeah, I'm more like a rock and roll cabaret. So that's what I'm going for on the stage, and I like different styles of music. So I experiment. Hip hop, I experiment.
And you're a little
rock and roll.
dynamite on stage. You are adorable.
Thank you. Well, come to my shows. It'll be fun, and
I'm going to come to Chicago.
All right, right on.
I want to go to Chicago. When are you leaving?
Soon. So
Like 5 minutes?
I'll be here in New York for another 5 minutes.
All right, so Bloomberg can bother you for a little more, right?
Mayor Bloomberg.
Maybe you see him on the subway on the way to the airport.
Kick him in the nuts. So, do you have any last shout-outs? Anything else you want to say? You want to sing a little chorus?
I'm all sick.
Well, what
So
do you
I'm
sing?
trying-
So is he. God, I better get away from you.
I'll sing your song for you.
All right, how
I don't
about
know the
that?
words.
You sing my song.
Yeah.
What's the
And I'll
words?
listen. Well, I just want to say that I love you. Thank you for having me.
All
right on.
Yeah.
You're awesome. And everybody who's listening all over America, my fans, my friends.
Listen.
Feeling better and sing a song?
Totally.
And it is National Crab Meat Day, so please have a little crab. eLLiNa gRaYPeL, yes.
Yay!
Oh, so cute. Spasiba.